a pig, some drugs, and a disappointed billionaire. That, my friends, is David Cameron's life. When it came out, Toby was on the telly. He was saying, it's a slow news day. Is that the best you can find? The Prime Minister of the country put his thing inside a dead pig's mouth. Are you still going on about that, Chucky? I was just listening to Adam Parsons. He was talking about Stuart Lee from Bell Pottinger, Lord Bell Pottinger, who represented Pinochet, Thatcher. This is what these lobbyists do. And his advice to Volkswagen, because Volkswagen have been putting cheating, they've been putting these cheat things in there. His advice, because they've been polluting. Everyone's dying. They're putting carcinogenic, where everyone's getting cancer and lung respiratory diseases and dying. 26,000 people a year because they're cheating. His advice to Adam Parson was, the company has to be transparent, and a few people within the company is going to have to be thrown under the bus. Thrown under the what? Chuck them under the bus. And that's what David Cameron, it's all about PR. He actually lied. He lied about Lord Ashcroft. He lied to Parliament. He lied to the press. It was on the moment of the election in 2010. I don't know nothing. I don't know. I just found out. Lord Ashcroft saying, no. So the Prime Minister of the country lied because it was a massive, important issue. And he lied. Somebody wrote a piece yesterday about the pig. And they said it's bonding. It's about initiation. Did you see they brought a pig to number 10? They say they want the jockstrap back. Said you're not in the club anymore if you can't keep a secret. They tied the pig up, and they say the policewoman behind number 10 was saying that's cruelty. And the guy said, no, what's cruelty is sticking your thing inside. You just killed the pig and you're sticking your thing. It's initiation. It's about bonding. That's why they say about the Masons and the Knights Templars and the Gavestons and the Bullingdon Club, burning the £50 notes. It's about bonding. It's about bonding, hating the poor, hating the plebs, and having secrets on each other. And it's about lying. Yesterday they borrowing is up. The deficit is up. The debt is up. Unemployment's up. Someone was saying, I haven't heard a long-term economic plan for a while because they're talking about security, talking about Jeremy Corbyn. The Tories' economics, the debt has doubled. For the first time in the history of this country, the debt has exceeded 1.5 trillion. That was yesterday. That should be the headlines today. I know what's going on in Volkswagen, but literally the debt has doubled since the Tories took power. The debt has doubled. You couldn't make it up. Even if you thought about it. And it's not even in the news. It's not even in the news headline that our debt has spiraled out of control. That the Chancellor of the Exchequer, George Osborne, has cut corporation tax. And we got the lowest corporation. He'd already cut it. We've got he's been signing Swiss bank tax evasion deals. There's multi billionaires moving money in tax havens. We've got property. We've got people being given land that was for homes for working people are being handed to property developers for free. They give away the post office. They give away the Royal Mail. They give away all of our services. They're handing NHS contracts. Do you know yesterday the Sun had an editorial? And said, we know about the NHS and we know who's running it down. It's the nurses, it's the doctors, it's the people within it, and we need to name and shame them. You're like, can you, who wrote that? That's shocking. That's absolutely appalling. Anyone who's ever been looked after by a nurse, anyone who's ever been looked after by a doctor, if your mother, brother, father, sister, if your friends, If you work in the NHS, can you believe that this rag, the Sun, the people that have undermined the NHS are the Tories, are the private healthcare, are the newspapers like the bloody Sun? That is shocking. Can we allow that to happen? Can you even imagine that that's the word, that's what's been spoken? Anyone, if you know anyone who buys the Sun, that's who needs to be named and shamed. Whoever wrote that editorial, that's who needs to be named and shamed. The Tories we've already named and shamed them. David Cameron put his head. You know, I'll never tire. I'll never ever tire of listening to Tories defending the Prime Minister David Cameron putting his tallywhacker inside a dead pig's mouth. Like I said yesterday, it's everything. It's everything. It's to do with the DWP. It's to do with sanctions. It's to do with food banks. It's to do with bankers' bonuses. It's to do with TTIP. It's to do with fracking. It's to do with Jeremy Corbyn. It's to do with wanting no more pointless wars. It's to do with wanting a fairer, more equal society. Because it's a metaphor for that. It's a pig, some drugs, and a disappointed billionaire. It's David Cameron's life.